It's very honorable day for me. After getting training from Mount Abu School under the guideline of Mr. Sunil Malhotra and Kalpana ma'am, I got the training related to SQUAF. And I just want to make my every teacher aware about the structure of SQUAF. I want to let you know what it is and what is the soul of this program, which is framed by the CBSE for the multi-dimensional development of the school. Just it is not only related to development part, it is related to analyze that one, what we are, where we are and what we can be and what are the potential, what is good there in us and what is that area which is need to be improved from our side. So for this I am introducing my every single teacher related to material which is provided us into a handbook given by the CBSE on its website. You can search a handbook there that is named Handbook of the SQUAF and it is into the both languages, Hindi and English, right? So today we are going to discuss here in Manav Sanskar about the SQUAF. In the very first page you will get these terminology which you need to study first. What is ACPP, ASD, CBO, CBSE, Diksha, EPSB, FLN, SNDS, SQA and OOSE. This is OOSE out of the school and HP, Health and Physical Education, IEP, Individual Education Plan, LO, Learning Outcomes, MOM, minutes of the meeting, everybody is aware of that, and NAS, National Achievement Survey, NCERT, National Council of Education Research and Training, NCF, National Curriculum Framework, NEP, National Education Policy, NGO, Non-Governmental Organization, PE, Physical Education, SAFAL, which you are quite aware about that, SAFAL, Structured Assessment for Analyzing Learning, SEG, that is Suitable Developmental Goals, SEWA, SEWA, Social Empowerment through Work, Education and Action. Next is SLAS, State Level Achievement Survey. These are the terminology which you will get into this handbook and you have to study. Just they will not write NGO again and again, just non-governmental organizations. They will write only NGO, MOM. So they will write the short form and when you will study all these things should be into your mind first. Next, what are the learners' profile? We are teaching students, we are making them aware about many things related to their academic content. But what are our targets? What should be our goals? And what we have to inculcate into our student, that is narrated as the learner's profile into that handbook, that is preparing myself for the future. What should be the motto? That is self-aware. I work to understand myself better and open to constructive feedback. The very first thing, what I am learning, what I understand, how can I do better, and constructive feedback. What is the thing, what is the reality, and one more thing that is very important, feedback and the feed forward, right? See, you have to consider these two things. And the next point, I look to improvement that supports my learning as well as personal development. What I am learning and what are the personal developmental points which I have to consider. Caring and compassionate. I am kind, thoughtful, kindness, empathetic, compassionate, act of making a positive difference in the lives of others. You are living into a community where you have to learn yourself and you have to inculcate qualities and good things into the entire society. Now, socially responsible. I am responsible not only for myself. I am responsible to and respectful of others. Next, I care about significant local and global issues that make an impact on the lives of people who are living in my surroundings. So, what is that? You have to create such kind of atmosphere into the class where student will be responsible for the social actions too. Just as you will create the activities of that type into the class, you will do the things of that type into the class, where you are creating a vision into the student, where you are letting them know what and why you are doing this. And next, that is open-minded. I try to make connections while using informations. It is not a simple thing. All the things are interconnected. They are interconnected to each other, and you have to inculcate and evaluate that one. I appreciate my own culture and beliefs, as well as tradition, beliefs and cultures of others. Right? Not me. It is related to we. What we are and what others are, and combined by getting united, what the things can be changed, how the things can be changed. Now, that is reflective, principled, risk taker, confident, communicator, and the collaborator. As all you can see, and you are quite aware about all these things, just the honesty, integrity, firmness, respectfulness, resourcefulness, and just the confident of the person, and the collaborativeness and the independentness with the collaboration, a proper collaboration. These are the qualities which you have to nurture. These are the qualities which you used to see in yourself, how the things will be done. Right? Goldie ma'am, will you please come here? I just make you aware about many things. So what is the thing which you want to see in yourself? Please come here, Goldie ma'am. Come on the stage. आइए आप बताइए गोल्डी मैम कि बच्चों में ऐसी सारी चीजें आपने देखी, कौन सी चीज ऐसी है जो सबसे ज्यादा आप फोकस करके बच्चों में ऐड करना चाहोगे और आप भी सीखना चाहोगे?
मैम बच्चे जो भी हम एक्टिविटी कराते हैं उसके थ्रू बच्चे एक्टिविटी में ऐसे आइडियाज डालना जिसके थ्रू बच्चे कॉन्सेप्ट उनका क्लियर हो.
क्लियर लर्निंग, वेरी गुड. लर्निंग हर तरह की, सोशल लर्निंग, एकेडमिक लर्निंग एंड how to adjust with others, communicative learning, all things should be there. With it, the personal development, right? Thank you, Goldie ma'am. Now, we can see the engaged, the inquirer, problem solver, critical and creative thinker, innovator, and the balanced one. They should get the ability to think, to analyze, to be a big analytiker and a creator. They should have the creative thinking. They can create anything. Just as in the beginning when we were starting this workshop, some people were sitting here, some people were sitting there. They were sitting into the groups. Friends group. What we did, we just broke that friendship group. We just said, okay, the person is here, the person is here, the person is here. We just divided you. So what it was? Just creativity there. So how we have to focus all these things? We have to focus all these things by these parameters into our classroom. Next. Now, after getting all these, we will be there on the very first section, standards framework. School quality assessment and assurance framework. What is SQAF? Can anybody read it? Nisha ma'am, can you read it?
School quality assessment and assured framework. School quality assessment and assured framework is a set of standard
and best
practices as
paradigms
for attaining individual and institutional excellence.
Yes, God says it is a framework, it is a structure. What kind of structure? Where it will assure, where it will assess what the practices and the paradigm which will be used to attain an individual and institutional excellence, just as multidimensional, multifaceted school, right? It's a tool. It's a tool. SQUA is a tool. Thank you, ma'am. SQUA is a tool for educationists, leaders, management, and all the stakeholders which are there into the school. I already told you about the stakeholders. Ramana, will you please tell stakeholders कौन-कौन से हैं? 3 poles used to say student, teacher, right? And what next? Parents with the parents. What else? Community person who are living here, management and the teachers. These are the stakeholders which make a complete group for the squad. Next. Squad, it's an attempt to allow all of us to make informed choices, articulate what we want compared with the realistic assessment. You use, whenever I say assessment, you used to go towards only the things PA1, PA2, term 1, PA3, PA4, term 4, term 2. No, this is not only the assessment, this is the academic assessment. With it, we used to do many activities. Just as you can think, recently we did Pariksha Pe Charta, we did TOEFL. What was that? Just to create awareness about the social welfare of the people. Pariksha Pe Charcha to make students aware about what their Prime Minister is trying to inculcate into them. Again, just as the activities related to SST, democracy, where we made a ballot practice to our students. What was that? Election of the head boy and the head girl. What was that? That is the democratic practices, the awareness about what the democracy is and how it works. So all the activities, what they are creating an assessment related to development, holistic development of the school and the student, and creating the skills into, nurturing skills into the student. Next, it recognizes and manages the complexity at a large and thus deal effectively with the forces that shape the consequences of our actions. Squats, the beauty is that it motivates you for a collective effort. Collective effort for the holistic growth. Now, it is the framework of the squat. Monica ma'am, will you please come and read the framework, what it is? You can see, this is a framework which has its 4 leaves, right? Into these 4 leaves, you can see all these. They tell you what is the constitution of squat. Yes, please.
Benchmarked by best global standards along with being rich in local requirements.
The very first, SWAP is setting benchmark to be the best in global practices. Next.
To be viewed as tool for continual process of self-assessment.
Why we made this SWAP? Generally, whenever there was any inspection, CBSE persons were coming to you, they were checking every single thing. So, a practice which was created into the Maharashtra, MP and Gujarat, that was these intellectual peoples of that academic stream there created such structure by which they can assess themselves, where they can analyze themselves, what are the practices which are best for the school, and this was really a very good step by these. Now it is the same process, the SWAT, where it is viewed as a continuous process of the self-assessment. A school can assess itself by the framework given by the SWAT. We can assess ourselves at the this academic level by the curriculum structure. The 40% part of the SWAT consists, this framework consists our curriculum. The maximum part is considered by that one. So, self-assessment under the 7 domains which are narrated in the SCA is a tool to assess by any school.
Would reassure stakeholders that the school aspires for continual improvement, thus leading to achievement of desired student learning outcomes.
Yes, what are the target when we started? What did we want to inculcate into our students? What were the aspirations which were inspiring us? So these are the things which we did when we start. We have to focus that one, we have to assess that one, we have to analyze that one, and at the end we have to check what it was, what it is, and what it should be. And what it should be, what is the gap into that one, what are the areas to improve. So in the next step we will go for that one. So what is the SWAP giving it to you? SWAP is giving you domains, subdomains, standards and rubrics just to watch, assess, analyze and improve.
An executive, implementable and objective
self-assessment tool with an underlying measures of acceptability and credibility.
Yes, a tool for acceptability and credibility. Yes, next. With the framework, with the tools. Now, what is the vision behind the SWAP? To provide quality education to students through standardizations, instruments, and process of self-evaluation and external assessment benchmarks in the concept, establishment, and running of an effective system within an institution in the accordance with changing socio-economic and cultural context. So, what the thing is, what the vision is, that is only that is not only the academic of the student, that is the far beyond that one, global concept for the betterment and the best, to do the best and to get the socio-economic and cultural change into the society. Next. Here the value framework, encouraging self-evaluation, accountability. The things which you are doing, you have to be self-aware about them. You are accountable for that what you are doing, and you have to collaborate, and you have to innovate. You have to be creative. You have to be analytic. You have to be empathetic, and you have to improve only for the betterment of the institution and the school and the whole structure of the community. The next, promotion, use of the technology. Without technology, can we survive into this world? No. So the SQUARF is saying we have to inculcate the value, the promotion of the use of the technology, interdependence, promotion of research and innovation, with it employability skills and nationalism, creative global citizens. Global citizens which can represent your country by having all the skills. With the skills, they can analyze, they can create, they can innovate, and they can be the global citizens. Next. So the SQUARF is giving you tools, SQUARF is giving you education, SQUARF is giving you system, a framework where with its mission, vision, you can improve yourself and can go for the betterment of the student and the institution. Now what the mission behind? Promote interconnections, review and reflect the curriculum practices and achievement of the student learning outcomes. The main, you have to focus on the student's learning outcome. You are teaching a student, what you are teaching, how you are teaching, and what they are getting. It's okay if a teacher is keep on teaching a student in a class for 40 minutes you are teaching. You have done a very good job. You are teaching to the smart class. You are doing a lot of written work over there. But at the end of the day, you have to assess what is the learning outcome of the student, what they have learned, how they can implement into their life. Suppose you are teaching the EVS lesson of social helpers to your student. You was giving very attractive images to the students, right? But if they get a cut onto their finger, if they get a little burn on their finger and they can't go for the very first practice, what they have to do, then there is learning outcome is not there. If they are watching the fire is caught at any building, but they are aware that we have to call on this number so and so, dial this, dial this number and call the fire brigade. If something happening notorious, mama, call the police, dial this number. Some problem to any girl, mama, dial 1092 to call the lady police there. So what it is? Learning outcome. When we are teaching about the social helpers, then if there is any tap problem, water piping problem, the student will come, mama, call the plumber. Then the learning outcome is there. Right? So you have to analyze that one, you have to assess that one, you have to collaborate, interlink the things. That is the main mission of that is one of the main missions of the SQUARF. Stimulate school to reflect, review, assess and create their institution as learning organization. Some sometimes I used to see the things that people are making the teaching institutions. No, school is a learning institution where every stakeholder is learning. Student is learning its part, teacher is learning its part, management and the principal doing learning day by day. They are I want to give you an example of a student that came to me, and he said, "Ma'am, when we make this first, second, third position for the sports competition, then someone is first, someone is second, someone is third. It don't appear good to me. But as I am very fatty, I have 100 kg weight. So if I set a target for myself, and okay, if I'm able to do this 100-meter race into this minute, then I'm okay. So why to just go for a collective use such run marathon? In spite of that, if we select people, just put your just fix your target, and after fixing that target, achieve that one. Then make a greater target. Make a greater target. Go and get it. Go and get it set. Go and get it. So why can't we do this? So this was education to me. Being principal, that student of class 8 added my learning. So what we have to do? Learn. We have to focus these learning outcomes. What we are teaching into the class, what students are getting there, we have to focus on that one. And what is this is done by the SQUAF. This assessment, whether the learning is there into the class or not, this is done by the SQUAF. The framework related to that domain there, it can be done easily on the basis of that one. Foster the culture of openness, transparency and objectivity of self-assessment. Just as some school used to create fraud documents. This activity was not done. Okay, click a photo, post it there. Okay, done. We have done the activity there. So no, when we are doing any activity, the documents will be there. What it show? Transparency. When we are creating any, then day by day, there will be there onto the website. That is again the transparency. So, when we are doing anything, then it is posted onto the websites, portals and Facebook, Insta of the school. What it is showing the transparency and how we are analyzing and assessing it. We are doing it on the basis of the framework given by the SQUAD. When we are saying that we got the instruction by the CBSE team, this is the measurement of our library, this is the measurement of the science lab, maths lab, social lab and all the music labs and all the things, the ground and the staff room, the facilities, water facilities, sanitation facilities, CWSN facilities, all are there. The stock registers, all the things are there. Okay, this is the initial stage. But second step, third step, fourth step, what will be there? What they are, how they will be achieved, that is the framework. And if we are doing that, whether we are on right track, what are the loopholes, what are the areas, what are the parameters to improve, that is the education, that is the thing which we can done, the framework given by the SQUAF. Next. Here, these are the objectives. Whenever we create anything, we used to have vision, mission, vista, and the objectives. Same with the objectives. Reflect, review, analyze the process with proper intervals. Use the rich data, that is with the created and assimilated by the schools. Create an enabling environment in the school. Prepare students for increasing complex interdependence world. Establish inclusive school with purposeful learning. What is inclusive? Inclusive school, what is that? Generally, you used to see the students with special abilities. In the beginning, the practice was there that some students were from the having some physical ailments, some problems there. So we were giving them education separately. But the student who is having the problem to the leg, that can be on the wheelchair, can join the normal school. He don't have any problem into his brain, his thinking ability. He can be a normal child. Then when we are having such students which are having little bit physical ailments into the common students, then it is a practice of inclusive education. So how it is done? It is done through the SQUAF. Now it is the approach and impact. Approach, empowerment of leaders, growth, self-evident, holistic self-assessment, structural learning and non-threatening. Self-adaptability, confidential, continual improvement and all the critical evaluators. That is related to SQUAF. Now a structure, organization of the SQUAF framework. Just as I already intimated you, it is having 7 domains. There are 7 domains of the SQUAF. With it, the subdomains are also there. Domains 7, subdomains 84. They all are having their own framework, substandards and rubrics, which give you a proper guideline to evaluate you are related to every field. Curriculum has its own rubrics, own domains, own subdomains. We will keep on educating you about all these things. So what the structure has? Structure, it has domains, subdomains, standards. Subdomain specify what it constitutes. Standards tells you qualify various aspects of subdomains. They define the subdomains. Standards will tell you what the subdomain is in itself. What is the main point which you have to evaluate, and rubrics will tell you the principles, the ways how you will evaluate that one. So that is related to this structure and the organization of SQUAF framework. Here the domain I am showing you. There are 7 domains. The very first, curriculum, pedagogy and assessment. It constitutes 40% of the SQUAF. Infrastructure, adequacy, functionality and the aesthetics, human resources, inclusive practices, management, governance, leadership and beneficiary satisfaction. These are the domains of SQUAF. These domains are the key performance areas of the school. How the school is doing into the school, these academic areas. 7 domains are not interdependent to each other but interlinked and interdependent in a systematic and seamless manner. Leadership, it just as it tell you what the leadership is, develops capacity of teachers by resource and training in all the areas. What is the framework? What was the aim? How it will be attained? What are the gaps? How to improve that? What will be the reinforcement and all the things are narrated by you to you all. That is done by the SQUAF. The next subdomains. Domains are the main, simply the things. This is the thing which you have to do into the 7 areas. The 7 domains will let you know how it will be done. What is the way? So subdomains specify what constitute in each domain. Just as example, subdomain of curriculum. I am telling you curriculum for pedagogy and assessment. So how it will be done? It is into the subdomain. So what you will do there? In the curriculum you will do curriculum planning. Right? You will decide what is teaching learning process. You will consider how the student enrichment skill-based vocational education program embedded into the annual curriculum and the pedagogical plan. So this is the way what you are getting. Subdomains. Mainstream physical education, sports, value and ethos, students' performance, assessment of learning outcomes and feedback and learning enhancement of the student. So how these things are done? That is done on the base of the subdomain. And how it will be achieved? That is the rubrics and the standards. What is done, how to be done, why to be done, what are the gaps, what are the areas of improvement. That is a proper format through the rubrics. Thank you. Next, these are the subdomain standards, benchmark statements. Standard is a benchmark statement under the subdomain. Benchmark statement, what is it? Expressed in terms of behavioral. And now comes come to this point. Next. Yes, about which I was telling you. Inceptive. What is it? Any institution, when it gets affiliation, this is my school got the affiliation, right? We just submitted all the documents related to, okay sir, this is the video of the school, it is the school video of the school boundary wall, it is the video of the science lab, composite lab, it is the video of the library, it is the video of the maths lab, it is the video of the your computer lab, and all the things, music lab and the SST lab, the water sanitation and all things were there, the class measurement and the hall measurement, auditorium measurement, everything, ground measurement, water. Okay, after submitting all the required documents, we got the affiliation. So what is this? This is our first level. And after this, system is in early constructive years. Practices are generally corrective in nature. Right? Now comes the second, where we start making registers. Just as we are doing PTMs, parent teacher meeting, right? We are making an register for there. Every class will have its register. Every class will have a leaf there to mark the attendance of the teachers and attendance of the parent who attended, students. So what it is? It is a record. So we did the PTM, it is evident from our document. So when we are having such documents, when we are having evident database there, then when we have something to prove what is there, then it is our third level. And when we demonstrate by our actions, when we become a role model by our every step, then it is the dynamic evolvement of the school. So we have to go at the fourth stage. Now we are in the very first. So we have to keep on working hard. We have to keep on focusing on our targets. We have to keep on working on the paperwork. We have to get the things into the form of data and document by the soft copy and by the hard format. Then it will be our second level. Next. Now, weightage assigned to the domains of SQUA. What is the weightage? Just as I told you earlier, curriculum, pedagogy and assessment, 40%. Maximum part of the SQUA is covered by this 40%. Infrastructure, 10%. What we are having as a building and the facilities given to the students, that is 10%. Human resource, what the teachers are, what are their capacities, what is their academic capacity, and how they are representing themselves into the society and the school. With this, what the school is doing to train its teacher, that is into HR, and inclusive practices, that contain 10%, and the management and the governance, that is 10%, leadership, that goes to the principal and its lead persons, that is 10%, and the beneficiary satisfaction, that is again the 10%. This is the structure of the framework of SQUA. Next. Dear teachers, after discussing all, I am just telling you, curriculum, pedagogy, these are the 7 domains: infrastructure, HR, IP, MG, leadership, beneficiary satisfaction. Total domains are 7. Now the subdomains. Curriculum has 7, infrastructure 12, HR 5, IP 5, management governance 10, leadership 3, beneficiary satisfaction 6, and total subdomains are 49. With it, it is again divided into standards, benchmark statements, that are totally 84. This is the whole overview of the SQUA framework. Now after this studying all these framework according to the time, I am giving you a work to study the page number 70 to 84, SQUA domain 1. After studying this one, we will go for the another workshop here in the school. Thank you all.